person. This person is in her freshman year of comedy. After being asked by countless Uber passengers, "Do you do stand-up?" she decided they were onto something and started down her own comedy path. Her style is story-based and leans towards the absurd. I saw this person at an open mic and was like, "What the fuck, you have not been doing this 1,000 years? That was incredible." And immediately booked her. Please welcome Hannah Schrom.
No worries. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. It's so wonderful to see you all. I can't believe I have friends.
I literally only got friends when I started doing comedy. I had no friends. But I was raised by my grandparents from about the age of 3. And my grandfather, who we called Granddad because he grinned all the time. He was the only male in our house, and even our pets were female. He would come home from work and he'd be like, "I'm swimming in the estrogen ocean." My great-grandma Tot lived with us as well. She was ancient, and she gradually developed dementia. I helped Nani, my grandmother. I helped her take care of Grandma Tot because one of my main personality traits that came around when I first started to walk was I wanted to help. I wanted to be helpful. Please let me help. So I helped Nani take care of Grandma Tot. We became caregiving partners, bonding over new and exciting ways to keep Grandma Tot out of the kitchen. This was so she wouldn't almost burn down the house more than once. And also, she found dog treats in the kitchen one time and tried to eat them. Yeah, you would think that a big hungry dog and a bag that says vegan strips on it would prevent her, but no. Dementia fucks with you. But we took turns babysitting, and I would bathe Grandma after an accident or give her nightly pills. And you know, we all worked to take care of Grandma Tot, but no one took care of her more than Nani. And Grandma Tot lived to be like 99 and a half. Yeah, 6 months shy of her 100th birthday. But I was 17 when she passed, and in some ways I was relieved. But not just for me, but for her and for Nani as well. Prior to Grandma Tot's death, I really felt like Nani needed me. Like she just, no one was around to help. And whether or not that was perceived or real, a lack of help, how I felt like I didn't even think about moving out to another city from my original childhood home until she died. But it was an hour drive. It was an hour drive coming and going after I had moved out. And I visited every weekend, though, to my childhood home. And mainly it was to do motorsports with my grandfather. We used to race cars on a dirt track. But I would do things around the house with Nani, and I would sometimes use tobacco-only devices with my sister. And we lived like this for some time, until about like 2011. You guys ever take like an ill-timed bong rip? Yeah. It was about 2011, and I was genuinely just trying to get proper toasty with my sister, which, to be fair, I did achieve. But we were just about done with our session, and my mother comes and frantically is like yelling at us to come out to the living room, and we make our way there. And I see Nani's on the phone, and Granddad's sitting on the couch, and he usually is very tan, but he looks ashen, really pale. And my mom called us in because he fell out in the bathroom. He was bleeding from places in the downstairs region. And it was not because he farted too hard. It was raining a little bit when the EMTs arrived at our house. And there were like 8 medical professionals, 3 freaked out adults, and 4 freaked out glazed adults. And we all were in our tiny ass living room that was shaped like an uppercase L. And they were asking Nani questions and taking his blood pressure. And the rain outside started to pick up and the ceiling started to leak. And at first it was just like a drip, drip. But then it was like a drip, drip, drip. And then it was like a full-on stream. And I remember feeling so embarrassed that they were witnessing everything fall apart. Our ceiling wasn't doing its job. Our one and only guy was sitting on the couch acting like he was dying. And I felt like the ceiling just leaking at the seams and trying to hold back like the downpour. But during, I sort of hear a question about his medicine, and then I hear Nani say, "Hannah?" And I was like, you guys do remember I just said I got more baked than a pineapple upside down, right? So I made eye contact with Nani, and then I made eye contact with the guy who had the clipboard. And then I looked around and I gave like a third trimester's pregnant pause. And I was just like, wow, all eyes on me, huh? And it turns out I did not have the answer to that question. But that didn't matter anyway because he had cancer. And Nani took care of him. Just like she took care of her mom, Greta Todd. And we all took care of him until we couldn't anymore. It was 2012 when he passed away. And then I moved back in to help step into his role as breadwinner as much as I could. And Nani basically was just like, "Jesus, take the wheel!" And I changed my name to Judas. And after Granddad passed away, so too did my racing career. One of my favorite parts about racing was crashing. But that's like super expensive. So I was like, what can I do that crashes cars on purpose for money? Legally though. I do not want to hear any insurance fraud, career choices, suggestions. Okay. I am down to live my life on an edge, just not that edge. You know, I'm just not built for a life of crime. So stunt driving it is. Well, my nanny job was coming to an end in about 2015, and I just really felt like life was saying, "You going or nah?" So I said, "Yeah." And guess who else said yeah? My grandma. Yeah, Nani, I told Nani that I was moving to California, and I asked if she wanted to come with me. And this woman, at 76 years old, never moved from the East Coast, was ready to cross country and do some West Coast living with her youngest granddaughter. And from the moment we started out on our road trip across the country, it was one of the best times of my life. I would spend all day on set, and I would bring her leftovers, and then we would smoke weed, and we'd play Mexican Train, which is a form of dominoes, and if everybody wants to play, let me know. I'll play Mexican Train too. But throughout our time in California, we really lived it up. We visited national parks, the Cupcake ATM, drag shows at Hamburger Mary's, if you know, you know. But shortly after we got settled in California, an old neck injury started flaring up on her. And we went to the doctor and they said that she needed a surgery. And it had to be this weird, like, vertebrae fusion surgery, very scary stuff. So they did it and it didn't go as planned. And they had to reset some screws. You guys ever like put a thumbtack in the wall and then take it out and then put it like right next to that same hole? It just doesn't like fit right. So her neck was like never 100% again. It was never the same. And the surgeries, they were like months long of like recovery for like a healthy young person. It's like 3 months long recovery. So she did those, and then she had a stroke, and she had another stroke, and then she had another stroke, and then I'm back to being a caregiver. And it's just, you take care of your mom, you know, when she needs you, because she took care of you. and you just do that for the people that you love. And she's not with us anymore, and even though I'm learning to prioritize myself, I seem to find myself in various caregiving situations. And I'm an honorary doctor now. And I'm very proud to announce that I have 0 malpractice suits as of this writing. But I always wanted to help. I always wanted to be helpful. And I just didn't know that I was going to give so much of myself for as long as I did. Caring for my grandparents may not, in this way, may not have been what I wanted, but I survived it. I survived to become this person. This person that can take care of you. But I have taken up woodworking and collecting scissors, so I might be busy. Thank you.